Okay guys, so we're moving on to question number 7. It tells us or asks us which of the following are some of the possible solutions for the inequality. So we have negative 3w less than or equal to negative 18. So I see that I just have a coefficient here, it's a negative. So it's like I'm saying negative 3 times w. The way to move it to the other side is to do the opposite, which is division. So I divide by negative 3, I divide by negative 3. These are going to cancel. I'll be left over with a w. 18 divided by 3 is 6, and a negative divided by a negative is a positive. But look at the coefficient that I have here. So I'm dividing by a negative number, so what does that mean? That means that I have to flip around the sign. So the solutions have to be w would be greater than or equal to 6. So that means I could have 6, 7, 8, and keep on going on and on. So the only answer choice that looks like this would be numbers that are greater than or equal to 6 would be letter A. Okay, last problem. Lawrence's father gave him 100 baseball cards. Each week, Lawrence purchases 20 baseball cards to add to his collection. So every week he's adding 20 more. It says which inequality can be used to find W, the number of weeks after starting his collection when Lawrence will have more than 500 baseball cards. So again, these word problems have a lot of key information. So again, I'm going to try to break it down into my starting point, like how much it's changing by, and then like an ending goal or ending amount. So my starting point here, it says his dad or his father gave him 100 baseball cards. So automatically he's starting with 100 in his collection. And then it tells me for the change, it says each week Lawrence purchases 20 baseball cards to add. So every week he's saying, okay, I'm going to add 20 more. So that means he's adding 20 per week. That's just something he goes out and buys more each and every week. And then it says my variable that I'm looking for is the number of weeks. And they want that to be represented by the letter W. And then they tell us, okay, when is he going to have more than 500 baseball cards? So if it's more than, that means it would be greater than 500. So they don't want him to have 500, they want him to have 501, 502, 503, and so on and so forth. Like they want him to have a number that's higher than that for his collection. So now we have our different categories kind of set aside. So let's try and write it and see what we get. So we can start with 100 plus 20 times W being greater than 500. So does that look like any of the answer choices here? It doesn't look like C, it doesn't look like A, because those have the variable with 100. But B and D look pretty similar. Let's just see, okay, so 100 plus 20W is greater than. Letter B says 20W plus 100, so they just switch these. So they just basically put 20W plus 100. And then they put is less than 500. So is it supposed to be less than? No. This letter D, 20W plus 100 is greater than 500. So yes, that keeps everything in its correct spot. So the answer would be letter D.